Game over, man! Game over!
This is Catherine Bigelow's very first film, and her first solo project. And basically it is a vampire western as well, but not in the same sense as John Carpenter's Vampires. Basically this poor chap played by Adrian Pazdar, whom you probably seen in the television series Heroes. He plays the unwilling victim of one of the vampires, and he gets abducted and inserted into this vampire family dynamic. Now the next one, I've actually read the novel, the original novel that this one's based on, called The Space Vampires by Colin Wilson. But that was adapted into a film called Life Force. And of course, a lot of people remember this one because it has a naked vampire girl walking around for a majority of the movie.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
But it also has Patrick Stewart, Steve Railsback, and Peter Firth. And it's, to me, the reason why I picked this up is because it's pretty good. I mean, this right here, this particular edition, is the original British cut, which has a different soundtrack, and it's an extended version of what was seen at the theaters. Of course, like I said, those two films were a commercial success, mainly because for Near Dark, it was released at the exact same time as Lost Boys was. It was, it was like the E.T. John Carpenter's The Thing event. People went with the more hyped up one, the more gentler one instead of the brutal one. And of course, Life Force, pretty much failed because it was a pretty weak film, even in comparison to the novel, which I have read, which is very good. If you can find a copy of the novel, pick it up. The next set are, our B-grade movies. The kind of stuff that you would, be surprised to see. And, needless to say, they are both, in the next set are some that, I can't help but like. Remember in my first video I said that, how can you know what's good if there's nothing bad? Remember? For my intro video? Well, the first one I'm going to introduce you to is this one called The Breed. It has Adrian Paul from the Highlander television series, Bokeem Woodbine, and of course, as you can see on the cover, Bai Ling. Now, the premise of it is that Bokeem Woodbine plays a police detective whose partner is killed by a vampire. And, of course, he didn't know it was a vampire at the time. Then the vampires are revealed, and Adrian Paul is his unlikely partner. And, of course, there are some references to Dracula, and if anything, this is sort of like the Matrix, like what if the Matrix was strictly, was a vampire movie instead of a virtual reality kind of film. Now, the next film that I picked up was actually shown on Sci-Fi Channel as under its original title called Bloodsuckers, but for DVD release it's called Vampire Wars, and basically it's a sci-fi film involving vampires, and the premise of it is that it takes place in the 2210, and of course mankind has left Earth, gone off into space, trying to find other civilizations and planets to conquer. And one of the races that they come across is a vampire race. And basically there are these groups called VSAN groups, vampire sanitation groups, that go around killing large groups of vampires. And needless to say, it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting for what it is. And the film also features, I'm trying to think of the name of the guy. I can't remember the guy's name, but he plays Jammer in Battlestar Galactica. And he's in this film. And there's also Natasha Malte, whom played in Elektra as the chick dressed in all black that kills everything that's around her. And of course, she also took on the role of Rain in the straight-to-video sequel of Blood Rain. So, needless to say, the next one is obviously a no-brainer. You saw earlier that I was reading, I Am Legend, and of course, as y'all know, I Am Legend has been adapted 3 times. Now, the latest one is one with Will Smith, which is yet to be released. The second adaptation, and I'm going in order in reverse, of course. The second adaptation is The Omega Man with Charlton Heston. And of course, the very first adaptation, which Richard Matheson was actually involved with, was called The Last Man on Earth. I got it as part of this Vincent Price DVD collection. My sister gave this to me for Christmas, and I've loved it. And of course, this particular DVD comes with three Vincent Price films: The Bat, House on Haunted Hill, and of course, The Last Man on Earth. And The Last Man on Earth actually plays out somewhat like the novel, plays very closely to the novel, including having the vampires be actually sluggish and slow-moving. Of course, as you notice, I pointed out that one of the films that I have in my collection for vampire movies was George A. Romero's Martin. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have a brain fart. George A. Romero's film Martin. Now, I don't know if you realize this, but George A. Romero has cited I Am Legend by Richard Matheson as the source of his, one of the inspirational sources for Night of the Living Dead. Now, the next set of DVDs that I have, the next set of videos that I actually have, as y'all know, I'm also a VHS player, so the next two are, really cheesy. The first video that I have is called Daughter of Darkness with Mia Sara. You remember Ferris Bueller's Girlfriend? That's her. She's in this. And also in this video has Anthony Perkins, who's everyone knows as Norman Bates from the original Psycho. And the premise is that Mia Sara is the daughter of someone, and she's trying to figure out who her father was because her mother recently died. And it turns out she's the daughter of the vampire, so she's sort of a hybrid. And of course, the next one is, y'all seen this in two of my videos already. At least two of my videos. Or at least I think it was two of my videos, I can't remember. But needless to say, it's one of my favorite B movies. B vampire movies. And this one I'm patiently waiting for it to be released on DVD. And that is The Velvet Vampire. Now, this one is a simple little thing. And of course, it's Grindhouse. It was one of the movies in it's one of those Grindhouse cinema features that you would expect to see back in the 1970s. And the premise, it's pretty much a cult classic unto itself. And the premise of it is that this married couple goes to spend the weekend with this woman named Diane, who is, as you can see on the cover. And basically, what happens is that these events begin to unfold. They begin having these dreams involving the woman who invited them to the house out in the desert, and all hell breaks loose. It's it's very good for what it is. It's so cheesy, it's good, and I can't help but like it. And that pretty much wraps up all the all the videos and DVDs that I have that are vampire related. Now I know you're probably wondering, well, seeing that the reason why I decided to share this with y'all is that, like I said, I went and saw 30 Days a Night, a very good one. Could have been better if it was longer, but a good one nonetheless. And needless to say, it got me thinking about what films I had that involved vampires in my collection. So I figured it'd be best to share, and of course it's Halloween time. So if you're interested in a couple of good scares, or at least a good laugh or two, don't be afraid to pick up any of those, if you can find them. Because, well, needless to say, I was lucky enough to get certain films, such as Life Force on DVD, which is very difficult to find nowadays. And, of course, that's just about it. This is, I hope y'all have a good Halloween. If I don't make another video till then, I hope y'all have a great Halloween. I hope y'all, have found some inspiration for films to watch that are at least vampire related for Halloween. I could list some of the horror films I have, but then again, most of the horror films I have are cross-genre kind of thing. Needless to say, y'all have a nice night. This is Codebreaker 2001 saying peace, and I hope you enjoy the movies on your end of the computer screen. Peace out!